headed back to Vermont from Maine, and we've got to move some stuff. Our daughter's having a baby. They need to move stuff into the room that we've been staying in, because now they're going to have the three of them, 3 kids, 2 adults. And we've got a 42-foot trailer out back. So we're going to move some of that stuff up there, and I don't know, we'll see. It shouldn't be all that much. There's some bits of furniture, some clothing. We'll stop at Home Depot, get a like a plastic trash barrel to put the clothes in, put that in the trailer for now. And then one of these days, I keep saying that, but one of these days, the lawyer is actually going to get her act together, and hopefully we'll be able to close on the house, go back to Eleuthera, and then get back here and start. I mean, technically, we should have had that house. We should be living in the house by now. I mean, if we had started in June like we were supposed to, that house would have been livable in the 2 months we've been back here. But there's nothing we can do about it, and there's no point in, getting all bent out of shape, because that doesn't solve anything either. I don't know. This that you're looking at right now is the GoPro, and it's kind of funky. This is the 7, and it doesn't turn on. It's supposed to be voice activated. You press the button on the top, and then it's supposed to work. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it has this like time lag thing where it's like, and there'll be a whole period that goes by, and then it'll turn on. So I don't know.
Sometimes it turns off randomly.
Right, and sometimes it just shuts off. So I don't know. It's not as finished as it should be for so many models into their product line. But it does work because I can put it in this holder and use it when you're driving without having to hold, and it does, as long as you use 1080 and stabilization, it does make it relatively stable and a relatively good picture when it works. Well, once again, we're up in the White Mountains, and before there was like very little breeze, and now up in here it's like really windy. And there's also a lot of very slow drivers counting the leaves on the trees, I think. So we seem to have gotten rid of some of them. house right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we might be visiting them. If Subaru doesn't come through, we'll have to be looking for a new one. Well, we're getting there. It's I just had to stop and buy a tarp. You know, when we bring the furniture into the big trailer, that way if there's any water or whatever, it's just a safeguard. The trailer doesn't really leak, but just in case it ever did, this way we don't have to worry about that happening. And Sid's in getting some lunch meat and some other stuff for tonight, and I think we're gonna go to the bank, and that's about it. Then we'll be at the house, take a little break, maybe make some coffee, and then start putting, well, we got some stuff to do in the trailer before we can put the stuff into the trailer. So, but we're getting there. Well, we just made the last stop. I had to talk to the electric company because for the house there's a transformer that's already probably 75 feet from where the house is going to be, but of course I'm going to need power to the house, so I had to talk to them about how that was going to happen and all that kind of stuff. And they said, oh yeah, relatively easy, you just have to have the electrician who's going to do this stuff contact us, and then we'll align it together with him, put in the temporary power. And he said, yep, there'll be plenty of power. We'll only have to do it once, even though we're not going to the house. We'll just leave extra on the line, and then we can just tap into just roll it the rest of the way underground, put it in a pipe, and be good to go. So far, everything's going well today. So far. So we got all the furniture done. That's all finished. It's in the trailer. And I've been looking around. One of the things I have to find is Sid and I need to either find one to rent. We've been striking out on that one. We've asked people we know, do you have an RV, you know, like a travel trailer type thing that we could use for a month or so? And one person said, oh yes. Then they went and looked at it, and it had leaked, and there was bad walls and mold, so that didn't work out. And then we found another person, and they weren't going to use it, and then they were going to use it, so that ended. Then I found one on Facebook, which looked absolutely great. It was just like in the next town over in Lyndonville. Price was good, blah, blah, blah. I waited till the afternoon. It was sold. So I've been looking for one that I can use, you know, just for a month, month and a half, something like that. I don't really know. Could be 2 months, but hopefully not 2 months. And just, you know, this continual waiting of things. It's just, we're waiting for the house stuff to be done. We're waiting, we can't buy the truck yet. That's not done. Contracts aren't done. All kinds of things that we're just waiting. So it's just like, run around, spin your wheels, and we're trying to get done what we can get done so that when hopefully everything starts to fall into place, we'll have all the pieces ready. But at this point, there's nothing we can do. I mean, it's very frustrating, but I mean, I can't do anything about it, so I try not to get too crazy in the head, because what are you going to do? This is how it is. So in the meantime, we got what we can done. There's a trailer in Lyndonville, Price is Right, but it's a fifth wheel. That's the kind that, you know, like has a pin and goes in the back of the pickup truck, like in the middle of the bed. And I don't want to get into that because I think those are going to be a little bit harder to sell. And we're not planning on keeping this. This is just a temporary thing, get a good price, use it for a little bit, and then turn around, sell it again. So I want to try to, you know, make it so that, just an airplane, it's, you know, relatively saleable after without having to do too much to it, because I've already got enough to do. I don't need to do anything with the repairs and this, that, and the other stuff. So that's basically what we're up to. Tomorrow we might, I don't know, we might take the grandkids to this like little theme parky place about an hour from here called Santa's Village. And you know, they're 4 and 6. They love it. For us, not so much. But I mean, you know, one of the things that, why we're moving back here, when we went to look for that Blue Star range for Sid, the man said, I'm going to assume you're moving back to New England because you have a lot of family here. And we said, yeah. He said, yeah, that was my assumption, because why would you move from the Bahamas to New England in this climate and everything else? And it's family. I mean, that's why. We're coming back here because this is basically where all our family is. There's nobody, you know, like well, Sid's sister actually was on the West Coast, and she still sort of is, but she's now on the East Coast too, because her daughter's on the East Coast. So everybody's pretty much in New England, and we're moving back because of family. That's how it is. It's one of those things that we feel it's important to everybody involved, and us too. So we're spider. I don't know where he came from. But anyway, so if you're wondering why we're moving back, that's why. It's strictly a family thing, and we want to be able to, you know, be part of everything now that more and more is going on and all that kind of stuff. So that's that.